Okay, so we've got a macro to import the text file, we've got a macro to fill in the missing labels, but other than the name of the sheet at the bottom here, there's nothing in the actual data that tells me that this is the December 2000 data. So what I want to do now is create a third macro which is going to enable us to say what date belongs to the data. So first of all, let's create a new sheet. So I'm going to click on the Import Files sub-procedure and I'm going to press F5 to run that. And I'm going to bring in the November data. So I'll click on November 2000 and open. So that piece of code's working fine. Then I click on the Fill Labels sub-procedure and I press F5 to run that, and that populates all the data. Now I'd like to create another macro which is going to add dates to say that this data is the November 2000 data. So from the Developers tab in the Code group, I'm going to record a macro. And this macro, I'd like to call it Add Dates. And I'm just going to click OK. What I'd like to record is right-clicking. Well, first of all, click on A1, and that's just saying that the range A1 is selected, and then right-click the column heading A and insert a column. Then in the cell A1, actually type date. And now what I'd like to do is select the current region. So I'm going to press Control asterisk to select the current region. And then I want to go to just the blanks again. So I'll press Control G for Go To, and I'll click the Special button and say I want to go to the blanks, and OK. And what I want to do is populate all the blank cells with the date the 1st of the 11th 2000. So I type 1/11/00 and I press Control Enter to fill in all the blanks with that date, and there it is there. Notice that even though I typed the 1st of the 11th 2000, that the code actually puts 11/1/2000. You've got to remember that this code is actually American, and Americans always go month, day, year. So if you're writing code, you have to write it month, day, year. But when I'm recording the macro, it's done that for me. Now what I'd like to do is select the cell A1 and stop recording. So I stop recording using the Developers tab. Awesome. Now what I'll do is I'll actually delete this column and just check by stepping through this code that it actually works okay. So if I right click the column letter A and then click delete and then just click in the data, I can now go over to the Add Dates sub-procedure and click in here and just press F8 to step through that. So as I press F8 now, column A will be selected, a new column will be inserted, A1 will be selected, in the active cell the word date will be put, A2 is now selected, the current region is now selected, the blank cells are now selected, the date is then entered, and then the cell A1 is selected. And I'll just press F8 one more time to get rid of the yellow highlighting. So that particular piece of code has actually added the date.